Hello! I'm currently in San Antonio, Texas, and to be honest, I'm really just filming this video because I didn't bring my typical Sony camera I used to film all my videos. I just wanted to try filming a video exclusively on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 just to see how it is, because I noticed with really good lighting, the quality of the camera itself is pretty much comparable to the Sony one. I really just want to test this shit out and get ready with you guys. Grab a snack, got my coffee. Let's begin. I already did my skincare. I went to HEB yesterday, which is a popular grocery store chain in, I don't know if it's exclusive to Texas, but if you know HEB, you know HEB. Their makeup section, oh my god, I need to go back. Always see this, I've seen this on social media for years and years and years, and I wanted to try the color corrector. I needed to get a really deep orange one for my dark skin girlies, because the one I have from Tarte isn't dark enough. This one I would normally use to color correct deeper skin, but I found it wasn't dark enough sometimes, so I ended up getting this LA Girl one. You can see how much, look at that difference, oof. So I'm excited for that, but I wanted to get this one for myself. And girl, even just trying the formula on the back of my hand, it's nice, it's really smooth. It's a good color too. I freaking love this Kaleido's Precision Highlighter Brush. They sent this to me when they sent me a bunch of their products, but I use this all the time for concealer. Oh wow, look at that. That's a woman, Maury. Then I'm gonna take my Drop B concealer in green, the green one, the one from Daiso. Make it really red in these specific areas. It's only $2.39, but because of the location of my window, it looks like it's almost gonna be evening. But girl, right now I'm still in the middle of trying to get over jet lag. Cause did I mention it right now? I'm in San Antonio. I'm here because my sister Victoria is graduating from university. Congrats to her, and she asked me to do her makeup. So, I mean, also I haven't been here for nearly 2 years. I've been living in Korea for the past freaking over 10 years now, bro. It's the longest I've ever lived in a certain place. Because, you know, growing up military, you always move, right? So I never really stayed in a place for more than 2 or 3 years. 4 years max. I don't know, when people ask me where my home is, technically, I guess here America, but I don't know. I do say I feel like Korea's home, because even when it comes to America, girl, I feel like a fucking foreigner while I'm here. Also, I bought this light from AliExpress. This was literally 20 bucks. This is the lowest setting. Look at this. So this off. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's crazy. I felt like it made a little bit of a difference, right? 괜찮지 I have a tendency to bring way too much shit with me. I knew I could not go past that 50-pound limit on my luggage, so I have my personal color stuff and I have my makeup kit that I normally use at Bounce Beauty. And so I didn't want to bring too much for myself because there's already a lot of makeup anyway, and I'm probably gonna buy more while I'm here. For foundation, I only brought 2 things: one moisturizing foundation and one matte foundation. This one, the Face Shop Gold Collagen Ampoule Mesh Cushion. This shit, this is my favorite. It's so good. It's creamy, it's nice, it's smooth and hydrating, but not greasy or too glowy. On my dehydrated skin, it's just like a natural satin finish. And then for my matte one, to be honest, I would have brought the tier one, but it's kind of a bulky cushion, so I decided to just bring this one. Also, I prefer the color of this one more, so I brought the rom&nd one. Let me use this one, because I always talk about this, but I don't think I've shown myself using this on camera. It's just a typical mesh cushion. And this shit, like, babes, a little bit goes a long way. Like, when I open it, I barely, like, it's a mesh cushion, right? So there's liquid foundation inside of there. I barely touch the screen part. Look at that. Make sure I really even it out. Girl, if only the Face Shop had the mind to pull a tier and release 30 shades of this. Girl, I want to see that. Highly recommend. This before, this after. Period. Okay, I need to like, this is what I look like. But the way, girl, I probably have like scoliosis or some shit, because I'm always like, I'm always leaning into the camera. I think it's a habit of, because there's a monitor on here, as you can see. So I'm always like monitoring myself, but it's become a habit where I'm like constantly like leaving it. Like, this is me, girl from the side, I'm like this. Also, this shit is gonna go on extra smooth because I bought this because Edward introduced it. If you watched the Double D podcast, you would have heard about this. You know when people do threading on their eyebrows with the strings? This is basically that, but like an automatic version. And I bought this because I want to try it for my beard and stuff, but my beard didn't really, like, when I tried it, I had only shaved the day before, so there wasn't that much for this shit to grab onto. So I basically just tried it on my peach fuzz, because right before I came to San Antonio, I did meet up with Eddie once, but that bitch was looking glowy as hell, like glowy. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck do you do? He's like, oh, it's this thing. And you know, Eddie has pretty good skin, and normally it does glow, but he was glowing. I thought he put something on his face. He's like, no, I'm barefaced. I was like, it's because of this. It's because it's basically taking off the peach fuzz. And you know, the people will do like the dermaplaning with like the knife, but that shit grows back blunt, right? Like the hair. So I did this, and actually it doesn't really hurt that much. It feels a little bit like stingy slightly, but it's not painful. I don't know about here. And Edwards did say when he accidentally caught his sideburns, it hurt like a bitch. I don't know about that, but I only did it like on my cheeks and babes. Oh, and this shit was like less than $20. I got on coupon though, but Edward did say it's available on AliExpress, so maybe look up something like this. Like, I don't know. It's very similar to epilators, but I don't know how effective epilators are on peach fuzz. Like you can see here, look at that. Oh, I saw this sitting here in my stuff that I left here in America. This tfit concealer, I think it was pretty viral on social media because there's videos of like with like the mini puffs using on like the ajumas or the aja sheets, and they go and it like completely blurred that shit out, even though that was probably like editing. But I bought it and it's pretty good, but there's so many pot type concealers these days. I still prefer my Malo Wilts, which is I put into like this empty Makeup Forever powder thing. I put the colors I tend to use the most in here, and girl, I've had this for so long, and that shit, that's why I like Malo Wilts, is because it's a lot harder and drier, and that a little bit goes such a long way. In this one, it's good, but it's too creamy. I'm gonna mix the two deeper shades. Originally, I think it was only this color wheel, this colorway, but then it went, you know, viral, and I guess you got a little bit of a budget, so they released like 2 more, but it's not like they were that much different in color. Because it's so much more like soft and malleable, and I'm putting it around the eyes, I gotta be real extra careful, girl. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna start like here-ish to cover just putting a dot, not too much, and then just using my finger to pat that shit out. Just to slightly lift the color. It's a dangerous game to be playing, putting concealer on your eyes. But I'm just putting it right under my lashes where I can get a little bit of red, but not the kind of red that I like. You know, usually I put a reddish eyeshadow here. Not that kind of red. It's like a muddy brown color that I don't really like. It makes me look tired. I feel like it makes some kind of difference. I really can't tell right now, just looking at this tiny little monitor. And then whatever's left, again, I'm doing a lot of this. I'm doing a lot of this right at the line here. Side tuck. And then right here, right there, at the bottom of that weird purple line. I have this physical dip here. Can't do anything about that, but I just want to correct the color. And that's the most important thing. Now the other side, girl, this side is fucked. This side of my eye is all wonky and shit. There's not as much fat according to the clinic that I go to for like Botox and like fillers and stuff. He was telling me that this side of my eye, this area has less fat in it, which explains a lot why this eye is just so different. We are good to go. Oi! Oh my god, y'all. This is... I don't know about you guys, how often you guys fly or travel, but when I'm traveling from Korea to the US, specifically from Incheon to LAX, 11 hours, girl, I'm used to it. It's fine. I'll sleep, play video games, watch movies, whatever. But what really fucking killed me this trip was the layover. I mean, normally I'll have like a maybe 3 to 4 hour layover, but girl, I arrived in LAX around 11 a.m. and my flight to San Antonio would be at like 6:30. So I was, oh my God. LAX Wi-Fi fucking sucks. Can't connect to it. It's constantly disconnecting. I have a SIM card for the US. Wasn't working because I don't know. So basically I had no Wi-Fi or internet the entire 7-ish hours. I was struggling, y'all. And the thing is, I didn't sleep on the first plane either because I flew out at 2 p.m., right? So the whole time I was on the plane, it was basically like hours that I would be awake. So I wasn't really sleepy. By the time I did get to LAX, my body was in going to sleep mode. And so I was like it was embarrassing. The power outlets would not work. It's weird because they'll have, when you go to your gate at the airport, they'll have the benches, and then in between some of the benches, there's some outlets. In my 10 years of traveling between LAX and Incheon, those have never worked. Those have never worked. So in the middle of these seats, there would be the occasional charging kiosk, but it's just a bunch of cables in people's phones because everyone's trying to charge their shit. And normally for me, I like to bring a portable battery thing, but my shit kept dying. And so I was trying to charge my portable charger. I was trying to charge my phone, my Steam Deck, and it was a fucking mess. The charging, hold on, let me fucking move on to the next step. While I'm talking about this, I'm gonna use my wakemake powder just to set my eyebrows. There's a charging kiosk, right? There's outlets on both sides. The outlets on one particular side are not working, and I found this out because I was plugging my shit in and nothing was happening. The charging sign was not happening, so I tried the other side, was working. So I was sitting next to the charging kiosk, on my seat, just waiting or whatever. But then people would come in because they also want to charge their own shit too. But me being the awkward bitch that I am, I would kind of let the people find out themselves that the chargers weren't working, because there's one guy, kind of cute, he was trying to plug his stuff in, but it wasn't working, and I told him, I was like, oh yeah, the plugs on this one side are just not working. But he reacted very awkwardly. Not awkwardly, but he was just like, this is why I don't fucking talk to anybody. Whenever there's a bunch of other people trying to come in, trying to charge their stuff, I just let them figure it out themselves, because if I try to open my mouth, I feel like people just give me a weird look. This is why whenever I'm in a group fucking chat, it's just a bunch of loud people, a bunch of extroverts in that group chat, and everyone's cracking jokes, being like, ha ha, back and forth. And then I try to respond with a joke to try and, contribute to the fun. Nobody fucking responds. Everyone just skips over my joke and nobody reacts to it. So this is why I just choose to live a life of being quiet and not opening my fucking mouth, unless it's on the podcast. I keep calling podcast, but literally that shit is nowhere to be seen on podcast network. So Edward, son, get your fucking shit together. This has been the contour I just keep on reaching for, so I brought it with me to America. One thing I saw someone on Xiaohongshu do that I kind of want to try is, this is my contour brush I tend to use, but I have a small one. I really only use on specific areas because it's quite a tight brush. So if I put too much, it will get all messy. So instead of just using this to apply and blend, I'll just use this to apply pretty severely, to be honest. Here, and whatever's left right here. And I use the big one to actually blend it out. I tried this once the other day and I kind of like the way it looks, so. I'm gonna take this one and add a little bit. I'm gonna squeeze a bit and add some contour here. Just to make my eyes look a little bit longer. Also, one thing I really like about this camera is probably just because I've been a long time Sony user, but the thing about Sony cameras is the color fucking sucks, bruh. I think the color science behind Sony cameras is based off of really old Japanese television camera technology, and so it comes out very green. So I've always had to color correct shit, but also certain colors like oranges and corals and reds show up way more bright on camera when in reality they're not that bright. So I've always felt like in the many years I've been using my Sony camera, I always felt like the colors never were represented properly. With the DJI, I love the color science way more because I feel like it actually looks like this in real life, which means I gotta be careful because shit like this, it's not gonna fly. I'm gonna do my brow, but I have to sharpen this bad boy real quick. It's one of those eyebrow pencils you have to manually sharpen. So I found this, which is perfect for it, on Amazon. It's like this guard thing. Put the pencil in through here, tighten it, and then it comes with a bunch of razors. Be careful, this shit is sharp as hell. And then you have to be so careful though, because some of these brow pencils can be fucking cheap as hell. I mean, they're all cheap, right? But some of them break so fucking easily. So nice and sharp. So I keep moving my hair. My hair is at a really awkward length right now. At the front here. Oh shit, that scared me. One thing I, for some reason, don't really do, but I think I need to do more often is, you know, the age-old trick of like the golden ratio or whatever, where the front of your brow should be here, your arch should be like here, and the end of your brow should follow this line. To be honest, I go way longer because I do like the look of longer eyebrows. The quality of my brow that day is very dependent on the sharpness of this pencil. And also it's really important if you're using something, in general, most brow products, you have to make sure your brow area is powdered and there's no excess like oil or shine, because if you're using a brow powder, that shit will come out too dark and kind of clumpy. But if you're using a brow pencil, especially ones like this, the line will just come out too thick because it gets all moist from the moisture on your eyebrow. These brows are not even. Whatever, I don't care. Ooh, not that coffee tongue, Jesus. They have like a new collection of eyeshadow stuff from Miss Daiso, so let's try that. Y'all know my obsession with personal color. The brand Twinkle Pop, they have these layering mood palettes, and they came out with 4, one for each season. How long before we fall in love? These sorts of eyeshadow palettes really fulfill my fantasy of being those like quick and easy makeup girlies. You guys know I'm like, I always gotta have these goddamn palettes and with all these colors, and like I need to have my fucking 30,000 color like eyeshadow palette. But I am so envious of the girlies that could just be like, and this is my eyeshadow, and they pull out like this little foreshadow pan. Girl, I stan you. So these are their eyeshadow palettes from Twinkle Pop. 2 cool ones and there's 2 warm ones. This is number 1 pink selection, which should be good for light summers or summers. I guess I'll do them in order by number. This is peach blending, number 2. Good for light springs. Then this is number 3, caramel glaze, which is obviously good for autumns and soft autumns. If you're soft autumn, great every day, daily. If you're autumn, this is good if you want more light eye makeup. And then we have number 4, French mauve, which is good for soft summers and winters. Although this base color does look a little bit peachy, so it doesn't look completely cool tone to me. I want to use this for my blush today. Melrose from HOLIKA. It's an eyeshadow, it's a single, but should we try the peachy one? Actually, no, because I want to try these on my sisters. Maybe I should just use the one that goes well with my coloring. Sorry, guys. No adventure here today. Oh, God, I have an urge to, like, zoom in, but there's no lens. I mean, I can zoom in like this, but I think it's just digital zooming. It's not, like, physically zooming. Let's start with this. I don't normally start with shades like this, but let's see what she's got, because it looks very white. Yep, a good base color nonetheless. Kind of helps brighten up any darkness around my eyes, which can be a good thing. Have you guys seen on social media that one Korean cheerleader girl that does the... I'm obsessed with her trying to fix her makeup, and then the song comes on and she has to... Taking the same shade on my egg, sorry. Those videos have gone so viral, people are making like parodies of it. I just think it's so funny, the difference between like cheerleaders in America are like these like dance athletes. They got them those leg muscles, right? There's a lot of, and then Korean cheerleaders are basically just like, no, I don't want to say basically just like, but they come off more as like almost like K-pop dance covers, which is not a bad thing. They're just different. I feel like American like football cheerleaders are kind of like a mix of the two. They do a lot of choreography, but also, you know, they got their little routines and stuff. There's the first shade. Misting over here. Oh my God, the fucking miss up. Tinder. Girl, the second I landed in Texas, the older white men who look like they're in finance or real estate have been, because I have Tinder Gold, so I can see who swipes right on me first. To be honest, I don't know why I'm still paying for it, because it's kind of like, it doesn't do anything for me. At this point, I'm ready to just get into my sugar baby era. I do think the colors are pretty, but they're a little bit too pale for my tastes. I'm also gonna take this matte brown. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, which I don't really like. It has a not even pretty shimmer either. It's literally the type of shimmer that you know damn well that shit's gonna land on your cheeks. Place that here. Maybe a little bit deeper. It made it more muted, which I like. I could have just started with that color to begin with. Hold on real quick, I'll be right back. Okay, I think it's getting too dark. I'm gonna turn this lamp on. Let's take this Drop B concealer pencil, the agueside part here, just to slightly brighten it. I don't want to put too much because I already put shadow here. If I try to put this cream pencil on top, it can get like cakey looking. So I'm trying to put just the right amount for it to show up, but not get too messy. And then I'll put a little bit here, just brighten that area up. And then just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna take that shimmer that's in here. Oh God. It's kind of like that, what do you even call this type of glitter? Not the super high shine, it's just like little speckles of glitter. It's pretty, but kind of basic, which I think could be good for just every day. I can see the series of eyeshadow palettes working very well for like students that want that. Oh, that's actually really pretty. That want something quick and easy and that's very affordable, because these are very affordable. 5,001 in US dollars is like what? A little under $4? I could use a little bit more contrast though, so I'm gonna use my little, these are all HOLIKA single shadows, again, all from Olive Young, but they actually sell this palette separately. You can pop these out and put them into here, but to be honest, I have a depotter, induction heating things that will melt like the glue in here to help you pop up the eyeshadow. So for the people that don't have that, I don't know what they're gonna do. I think you use like a flat iron, but these magnets that you see in here, the eyeshadow pan itself is magnetic, but there's no magnetic thing in the eyeshadow palette. You just stick it in there, so you probably would have to glue it in there. We'll take a mix of these two. Actually, I'm just gonna mix all of them. I use these a lot when I'm blending out eyeliner, because I tend to use gel liner on clients, and I use these shadows to soften that sort of line. I put some on out here and right here, but since I don't put any here, it makes my eyes look a little bit like mountain shaped. So I'm gonna put some of the eyeshadow like right here under the lashes. Oh God. Could have just done it this way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make myself suffer. Just the roots of the lashes. So it's like that. Kind of just going downwards, nothing crazy. And also whatever's left, kind of like from the center, like slightly out. Put too much. I'm gonna go back with this concealer pencil. I feel like that makes my eyes look way bigger. Oh my God, I don't know about you guys, but these fucking iced Americanos really make me hungry, because I'll usually be consuming a large, I mean, I guess water does the same thing, but it really expands my stomach, and so obviously that shit just goes right through my body, and so my stomach is all stretched out, and then I'll be really hungry. How much lunch or dinner I can eat is very dependent on how much I ate for breakfast or like my first meal of the day, because I'll wake up and my stomach is like tiny, and so I can't eat much for breakfast. Like whatever time of day I eat, the first meal I have, I can't eat much of because my stomach is all tight, and so I use that first meal to stretch that shit out. And as long as I have something to eat in the morning or for breakfast or whatever, girl, my lunch and my dinner, it's game fucking over. It's game fucking over. Cleaning my brush off with just Kleenex. I feel like the egg looks a little bit too chubby, so I'm gonna use my contour colors that I used earlier to kind of just tone that down a bit. If you feel like you made the bright part of your egg a little bit too fat, you can always use some kind of contour or darker shadow to go under and kind of shape it out again. Did it make a difference? Not really. I don't know how I feel about this makeup. That's pushed through though, because I know damn well my ass is not gonna upload this shit if I don't. I brought this with me. I said I was gonna use the HOLIKA one, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna use this one because I've been super into it. With a flower nose, little pop. I tried different blush placements, but my favorite is always just right here, because I feel like it really suits my face. Oh my God. You see this? How it's like white under my eyes? I don't like that. Although I know it's a trend lately. There's that really hot Chinese guy that went kind of viral-ish. He did that, like that photo shoot, like the sunburnt photo shoot, and the girls went crazy. So now that type of makeup has been quite popular, at least from what I've seen on my, shorts and reels lately. I don't like that look, so I'm taking the blush and just trying to cover this area, just so it's not looking too white. I don't know. I'm not feeling today's makeup. Using my favorite thing from Daiso, besides the cushion. This one's also from Tag, the multi-contour stick. You're supposed to be able to use it on your cheeks as like a blush, but it's like the perfect tone for the edge of the lips. I don't really overdraw on the bottom lip because that'll make my lips look too big. So it's the perfect shade for lifting up the grayness on the edge of the lips that most people will have. It lifts up that grayness around the edge of the lip, but also it blends so well into the skin. So, what lip color should I use? You know what? Let's keep this shit simple. This has been my favorite lip color for many months now. It's the Monde Cherry Heart Mega Tint in the shade Mute Cherry. Cherry? I don't know if it's cherry or not, but mute is definitely right. It's like my lips, but legitimately better. There's a lineup of them. I think this is supposed to be like the sort of base color for the cool tone color. So you would use this shade before you put on a brighter color after. This one I just find myself using a lot by itself because it's so low key, but I love that sort of like moody, almost like grayish muted lip. So it's not too cool, and it's not obviously not warm, so I'll be using this shit like all the damn time. Just a little bit of the highlighter. Oh my god. There's this highlighter in here. Some of this Etude Curl Fix Mascara at the front here. I want most of it to be on the root, so if there's any clumpy bits, I just pull it right off from the tip so it's not clumpy looking. I'm trying to give myself those like Shin Megami Tensei eyes. I think this would look a lot better if I had like light color lenses, like a lot better, but I didn't bring any color lens. I'm like out of my color lens era ever since I got my LASIK done, but I feel like that would really help this look come together because it looks a little bit like up here at least. It's definitely giving winter, like winter vibes. I don't hate the palette itself, but it's not exactly my cup of tea. But I do appreciate the actual colors themselves because I do think they look pretty. If I did this on my sister and put a lash on, bitch, it'd be fucking game over. But I do like this half of my face and the eyebrows. Everything minus the eyeshadow is pretty much my daily makeup, like my easy, quick makeup. I have to decide what we're gonna be eating today. Girl, I feel overwhelmed by the amount of choice. Earlier this morning, I posted a picture on my Instagram story of me digging into a pizza Lunchable. And to be honest, I said, fuck the aesthetic Korean cafes. It's all about the Lunchables. Y'all, if there's one thing you gotta know about me, yes, I'm a content creator, I'm an influencer, but I could not care less about these like aesthetic cafes. I know it's great for the content, but for me, maybe I'll go vlog. Girl, I don't remember when the last time I vlogged was. I'll vlog or whatever. Very rarely do I ever try to go back. Me, I don't mind an idiot cafe. I don't mind a bag of coffee, a compost coffee, quick and dirty. You're all gonna make fun of me, but I cannot. I want some Olive Garden. I want some Olive Garden. I want some Taco Bell. Girl, I want Little Caesars. Oh, oof. Is my ass gonna be happy about this? No. My ass gonna be on that toilet over there, blowing that shit up. But you know what? As long as I get satisfaction, this is getting crazy. I'm gonna go now. Bye.